I'm muted, y'all. What's up, everybody? Y'all, I'm trying to straighten this head out. I'm looking crazy. But what is up, y'all? So From has ended, and I know some of y'all are happy, some of y'all not so happy, but hey, we're going to talk about it. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but we're going to get into it and see what y'all thought about this finale. So let me go ahead and bring my girl up. Miss Tamieka's den is in the building. Let's see if we can get this together. Okay. There we go. Hey.
Hey.
Girl, my head is just all crooked, just looking crazy up here. But go ahead and give me a vibe check while I'm trying to fix this.
I was here for it. I know a lot of other people been complaining, art is subjective. I get some things I don't, but for me personally, I was here for every single minute of it. I've been enjoying it. I've been like along for the ride, trying to see where we was gonna go. And I was okay with where we ended up. I'm like, all right, y'all giving me the things that I love, because I love me some daggone like time travel. I'm a time travel girl. I love watching time travel shows and movies, so I like seeing that pieces in there, reincarnation pieces and magic pieces, science pieces, thriller pieces, mystery pieces, giving me all the different pieces and trying to put it together and see where the heck we going. So yeah, I was satisfied. I was happy. I was excited, and I was like, some things just really was cracking me the hell up. All of the different emotions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, hey, I feel you on that. Listen, it was a lot. It was interesting to say the least. I mean, they had a lot going on. The ending, I mean, I don't even know where we even begin with that. But let's just go ahead and jump into it. First, I wanted to kind of just talk about last week's episode, see if you had any thoughts about last week's episode, since we didn't really get a chance to discuss it.
I'm trying to remember.
This will just overshadow all of that. You like bump whatever happened then.
No, I mean, I was actually excited last week. I was looking forward to that one. Then I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about it next week. But now I'm trying to remember what happened last week, because then when this week happened, I was like, wow, okay. Last week was when we were searching for Fatima, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I know Ellis cannot be being fooled by damn Elgin. Like, he's not believing all of this, right? Because Elgin was literally telling on himself. It didn't make no sense to me that you wanted to volunteer to go with Ellis to look for her, and the whole time you literally like doing too much, bro. Where you just was might as well have been like, come on, Ellis, she right here. And it also, when we saw like 2 different times, I believe, kind of Tabitha having this thing when she touched Victor, it seemed as if she would start to see things and feel things. And so it was like, okay, this is definitely confirming that, she was reincarnated as Miranda. I was kind of jumping in between that and her just coming back and now maybe being able to pick up things and see things, because from what we heard from Henry, Miranda also saw all the other chosen people. So it was like, okay, is this a new gift she got, or is it just that she's Miranda. And by the end of the episode, it was pretty clear, like, okay, no, she's actually having Miranda's damn memories, seeing everything that happened to her. Like, we knew that she had got taken out by the tree, but we actually got to see it go down and see that it was Smiley that did it. And that was crazy how he ran. I was like, wait a minute, we running? Like, that wasn't no slow walk. But I was a little confused that when Miranda left Victor and his sister, it was daytime. But when Smiley called her by the tree, it was night. So I was like, well, what did she do in between then? I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I was reading too much into that part, but I was like, girl, what the hell was happening, during that time? And we still don't really know what happened to Eloise, who went running out behind her. Acosta was still getting on my nerves. I'm sorry. I get it. I probably would be asking some of the same questions as her, but girl, there's a time and a place for everything. I was happy that Donna was like, chick, I don't got time to explain everything to you now. Either you here to help me or you not. Like, you doing too much. Hey, Barbara Johnson. What's up, Candy Love?
Hey y'all, hey. Yeah, I'm having to look at it in the chat because it looked like the chat is still having an issue. I don't know what the chat has been being weird, not working.
Yeah.
But hey everybody. Hey everyone. Thank you guys for coming through. But yeah, so
that's the things that really stood out to me that I could remember off the top of my head. And I think that I kept saying, Jim is not irking my damn nerves. He's actually acting like a father and he's acting like a husband. So I was like, oh Lord, bye Jim. We know whenever a character has their arc and they start to change, that's usually the sign that they ain't gonna be around too much longer. And I just kept feeling that more and more and more. Like, we even talked about that when we was last up here. I think that was episode 8. So yeah, I just kept saying, "Oh Lord, this turn of events for Jim."
Oh Jim boy. Well, when this episode first starts out, we start out with we've been looking for Fatima, right? We're looking all around for Fatima. I mean, at the end of the day, Boyd is this new family person, this newfound family person. I mean, he is really looking for his daughter-in-law. Like, as many times as he said the word daughter-in-law, it was like really yeah, Candy. But yeah, it was interesting to see Boyd changing like this. I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? Because Boyd is completely different to me. He's not the same person. He's definitely someone else. But I mean, at the end of the day, I guess he's just really channeling this energy that he doesn't want to happen. What happened to his wife is how I look at it.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we got Fatima who done turned she 50 weeks pregnant. I'm like, girl, how did you get this pregnant this quick? What is going on?
Bumped up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I'm like, what the hell?
So what were your thoughts, since I didn't really get a chance to talk to you about this last week, but what were your thoughts about just this whole situation where we know now that there's definitely something in there, but this blood that she's giving it, or that Elgin is telling her to drink, is basically pushing, making this thing grow. What did you think it was going to be?
Nothing good. That's why I just was still confused with Elgin. Like, how could you really look at this as something positive and helpful when it's literally her having to eat rotten vegetables and drink blood? Like, what good could come out of that? I'm just trying to understand it, and her trying to fight it off and be like, oh, I don't want that, but at the same time gulping it down like is a freaking strawberry milkshake. I'm like, no, girl. And then the fact that the kimono lady was like popping up on her too, and just seeming like if she was looking more vibrant and getting strong. I didn't know what the hell was going on with that, but I just knew that nothing good was going to come out of this birth to me.
Okay, exactly. I didn't feel like nothing good was going to come out of this either. I was like, there is no way that this is a good thing. Like it just can't be. Let me try putting
Mm-hmm.
these around. Hold on, I'm trying to find a way to make the chat come on the screen because that way we can actually see it. For some reason, I can't see it in Restream, but I can see it
Yeah.
in on the thing. Okay. All right. So that way I can kind of see both the chat. So Fatima is in here just like Lord have mercy. Like she just really like going through it at this point. That belly keep getting bigger. Ellis is over here acting
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Why is Ellis so unlikable? I do not know what it is about his character, but it is just like he just he just don't do nothing.
He
He just
really don't. It just seems like most of his time up here, we went through him and Boyd not really speaking so much and then kind of getting the background and understanding why was a space in between them. But then it seemed like they started coming together as him and Fatima is now, saying we getting married and we supposedly having this baby. But other than that, it's like, what has Ellis really done? Okay, not much at
nothing.
all.
Nothing at
Mm-mm.
all. Um Okay, hold on. Let me switch this around. Let me put this over here. Okay, let's try this. This might work. But then that makes you trying to find the best way to move this around to see the whole picture. Let me see if I can. Let me try this. Okay, let me go this route. Okay, let me put you up there though. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see. We got Julie, we got Miranda. They actually have a moment in this particular. Was this episode or was that last episode where they have their moment where she takes her out and she actually talks to her about what she's seen? I think that was last episode.
Yeah, I believe that was last episode. Now I was happy with that too. More things I was happy about. Because I know I'm not alone. There's been a few of us, or a lot of us, that have said we need to have more conversations, right? Of course, the names of the episodes was Revelations 1 and 2, so it was a lot of them opening up to each other, a lot of them finally telling each other things. That's what we wanted. It doesn't make any sense that stuff is happening and y'all keep talking about, oh no, nothing to see here, and keeping it to your damn self. Like, spell the freaking beans. So I
Okay.
was happy that when she got with her mom by herself, she was basically like, listen, girl, yeah, I was seeing some things. And then mama was able to tell her about, you know, her experience and the kids, her seeing the kids and what they be saying to her and her trying to figure that out. And I was like, about damn time. Like, we over here
Exactly.
acting like, oh no, it was just a bad dream.
Nah. If people would talk more, I feel like we would get a little bit further, a little bit
Hmm.
quicker than what we're getting.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Victor always trips me out, girl. When he Victor always is just so unconcerned with Ethan. Ethan say this is his best friend, and his best friend just don't ever want to talk to him no more. He was like, "You want to go to the diner with us?" No, Victor just know. Listen, I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be messing around with y'all. Now, what I did like was there is a moment that Tabitha is going to talk to Jim. Like she's going to tell him about all the things, right? Once again, another moment where we're communicating. But then we have Jim go over to Jay. Now, when he went over there, I was like, I know you is not taking your dusty behind over here again. But this time he came a little bit different. Talk a little bit about that part.
Yeah. I said, okay, we getting some growth with Jim, but the more growth we got, the more I was like, oh Lord, Jim. Sorry, y'all. I had to eat a horse. But he did go and say, listen, I was out of pocket. I done messed up. I haven't been going about things right. You were right, and I can't help my family in a certain way, but I feel like you can. And I was like, all right, we getting somewhere because it doesn't make no sense that we keep arguing and fighting with each other. We already got to fight these damn monsters. And if we think back to when Jay first got there, even though he was being an a-hole, him and Jim was trying to work together, and there was different things that when they put their minds together, they was able to figure out. So it's like we stronger together. Makes more sense that we try to get on the same page and see if we can get to the bottom of this and figure out what the hell is going on and what we could do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was like, okay, look at there. And then of course, Jay gonna come running because every time he hears something about what Tabitha got going on or anything, any new information, he ready to go into detective mode. Let me go see what's going on. So he go over there and they're trying to figure it out. And they're ready to go back to where, you know, these things seem to be happening. So they're headed back out there. So I was like, okay, so, you know, but these two to me have always talked, you know what I mean? But I am glad that Jim is kind of including himself in this now.
Yeah.
Um, Henry, listen, since Henry got here, I haven't really understood fully what the entire purpose is. I be trolling a lot when I be saying that that Henry is, you know, here because, you know, I just be trolling. But we really don't know why Henry is here. Like Henry, we haven't found his full purpose because he hasn't really done much of anything either. I mean, yes, we got the idea of him finding his son and making sure that his son is knowing that his son is alive, right? Knowing that his son is alive and that what he thought was not the worst. Yes, his daughter and his wife are no longer here, but your son is still here. But I do feel like he's struggling with trying to figure out exactly what to even do with Victor. I mean, because Victor is not who he would have been if he had been in a normal place. You know what I'm saying? Like Victor is hella traumatized and
Yeah.
it's a lot to deal with. And in this moment, Victor is still feeling away. So he's like, listen, let's just be done with this. I'm going to go ahead and let you in on this secret. I'm going to go ahead and let you in on this, and then we'll be done. Because that's how Victor really feels, you know? So talk about how he takes him up to the spot that he took him.
Yeah, I like this way to give him, I guess, closure and let him know and see where, Mama was at. We still kind of got a question mark with Eloise, which I thought that was interesting because I literally was like, wait, is this the confirmation? Like, Eloise is buried here? And we was kind of iffy. We was like, I think it's her, but the pieces were so small. Like, I really can't verify or deny. That's what that was giving me. But I feel like Daddy also came to him the way he did because we have to remember the conversation he had with Jade in the last episode. And I like the comparison that Jade gave him with the whole Tarzan thing. He was like, that's like, he grew up away in this crazy ass place. So he's not going to be what you expect him to be. And it's really not nothing you can necessarily do for him. So I think he just tried to come in a different way and perspective to let him know, like, none of this is your fault. I'm your dad. I still love you. There's nothing you could have did. Your mom was trying to protect you. And, that's my job also as your dad to protect you. So, I like that moment. And I like that we seen that, like, damn, he really tried. How old was he when he buried his mother? Like, he had the burial and the little rock there and everything. Talking about trying to make it pretty for her. I'm like, oh.
That's sad. I'm telling you, that Joker right there, he is super traumatized. Meanwhile, we got, Lord have mercy, we got these jokers over here that done lost their doggone mind. Boy done went and got Sarah. When I tell you that Sarah is my MVP, it just period. Like nobody can tell me nothing about Sarah. Sarah is the be all to end all. Like don't. Sarah is it. Like she is the GOAT. Seriously. Sarah was the MVP of this episode, but he gonna go get Sarah talking about I need you to talk to him. Like, why y'all always bothering Sarah? Sarah is down there minding her business, trying to put her little thing together. She just happened to be back at her house, girl. And now this is what y'all do. Like, y'all come get her. Yeah. And so here we go.
I understood is she is like a perfect person to talk to Elgin because she has went through this, even though it's not the exact same experience. But if anybody could say to Elgin, like, I've been where you at and I know what this place does, is her. And you would think he would listen to her since she had this experience. But of course we know that Elgin just swear he doing what's right, okay? Can't tell him nothing. He ain't trying to hear nothing that nobody is saying. But I get why he thought, like, let me go get Sarah. Drastic, circumstances called for drastic measures.
Okay, I need Sarah up in here. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so Donna is all like, what is going on? Like, because they trying to they want to get everybody out the building. She don't know what's going on. They got Elgin over here. They're about to hem him up. Elgin don't know what's about to go down with him. He think he about to go out here and help Fatima give birth to this demon child that she about to give birth to.
Right.
And but instead, he's met with the angry mob of people instead. And this is when Boyd finally breaks. I feel like this is a breaking moment to me. Like, I feel like the place has broke him. Like, I feel like this is so out of
Absolutely.
character that you're broken. Like, whether they may not have broke you in the sense of like you gave up hope, but they broke your character. They broke with the
Mm-hmm.
person you were, the person that you are to this place, because that's about to be over. Because
Yeah.
I believe that this is where we're about to see where Acosta is about to get everybody to turn against Boyd,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you're gonna have your Boyd folks and you're gonna have your Acosta folks, and it's
Mm-hmm.
about to get crazy. But talk about this scene. What you think about this whole situation and him going to get the tools and Father Kotri?
Yeah, I was like, oh God, boy. Like, on one hand, I get it because this is my, daughter-in-law. She's became family. You over here playing games, talking about a damn angel told you this, and everything gonna be all right. And people in the Bible times didn't know either. And I'm like, it's funny that this is the way that Elgin ended up going because I could swear when him and Sarah had the conversation in the church that his whole thing was how much he was brought up around faith because of his grandmother and her going to church on a regular, but he didn't feel as he was, that spiritual as his grandmother. And he also was very judgmental of Sarah. And then he still was trying to make it seem like, but this situation is different. Okay. I'm different. And, no, this is an angel. And, she's saying it's all going to be okay. Don't worry about it, y'all. He really is believing this and wanting them to just take his word for it, and it's like, no, we have more experience than you here. We've seen more things than you have. We know that this is bullcrap and it's not going to be nothing good out of this. It was just like crazy because he really believed what he was saying. That's what made it sadder. But at the same time, Boyd was like, yeah, we ain't got time to be talking. We ain't got time to be praying. Now I'm about to go get this damn him, these damn tools, and I'm about to tear you up. I was like, oh Lord, like I wasn't 100% sure that he was gonna go through with it. I felt like, yeah, he about to do this, but then I felt like when he was seeing Father Cartry and he's bringing up like this is gonna be it. If you do this, there's no going back. That maybe he might have backed up a little, but nah, Boyd was dead ass serious. He was like, this is happening. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, let's see. Um, we got every time Father Kotri pop up, he just be doing the most. I'm so sick of these. Oh my goodness, I'm so sick of all of these people right here. Why is Randall out there on the damn prison yard thing doing his things? Then he hear the cicadas. Then he definitely decides that he's gonna try to like. What was the thought process behind that? As you see
Mm-hmm.
Randall trying to clear.
Yeah, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't care that much for the Randall scene. I just felt like we didn't really get that much out of it. We know he's been seeing the cicadas, and of course he's tired of it. Listen, he was ready to just go ahead. I don't know what he thought was going to happen if he would have shocked his damn head. I think he was going to do more than just stop hearing the cicadas. But at this point, I guess he didn't care. But I also felt like we really didn't get much from what is they daggone names? I don't forgot them now. The two nurses in the clinic.
Marielle and
Yeah, Mario,
Marielle.
like after she stops him and she asking her, "Are you okay? I need you to tell me the truth." Like I don't fully understand what happened to you, Randall and Julie, but just please tell me, are you okay? And then she just was like, "No, I'm not." Okay, and what else? Like, let's talk. That part pissed me off. I was like, what was the point of them showing us? So that probably was like my least favorite part of the episode because I'm like, y'all keep just acting like we gotta pull your damn tongue to make you talk.
Mhm. One of the people in the chat says that she didn't feel like this, like Boyd torturing Elgin was out of character for him. I was asking why not, because I don't see any indication where the old Boyd that we know, especially season one Boyd,
Yeah.
uh, half of
No, they're
season two
all. I
Boyd.
mean, not all, but a lot of these characters have changed since the first season. Let's just put it like that. Especially the
Mhm.
ones that's been there longer. Like Fatima definitely changed, and that's part of the reason why Donna didn't want to even say what happened, because she like, I can't have everybody feeling like, somebody that was so beautiful and joyful in the beginning that turned into this. And definitely Boyd has been changing over time. Jem had changed from when he first got there, when he thought he was gonna be Mr. Fix It. Now he just like, why even bother?
Like we done, we here.
Yeah.
This so the angel, quote unquote, the angel decides that she gonna take another picture and show Boyd his house, right? Where he was on his way to. I think all that did was ignite it even more. Like I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so you
Yeah,
really
he got more pissed off. I thought it was gonna be where he might have stopped for a minute, because I was like, well, what is that? What is that? But then when he said it's his house, but only thing that's missing is the boat, is actually where they was on their way to, up into the damn tree. That just enraged him even more. And then here Elgin thinking like, oh, but that's a confirmation. See, that means we gonna be going home. I'm like, Elgin, no. That's not what this means, sweetie. That's not what any of this means.
I need
Mm,
Elgin to do
mm, mm,
better.
mm,
We
mm.
talked about this part already, but I did think it was a tender moment with him and his father and them embracing the way that they embraced, and him just basically tell him like, "Look, son, I got you. You know, it is what it
Mhm.
is." I was glad that Christy finally asked the Teffa, "Listen, why come everybody else got stuff going on? We know Julie got stuff going on." Randall got stuff going on,
Mhm.
but what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you like, what are you hiding? Because why do they, all of y'all had the same thing that happened to them, but she's
Right.
the only one who don't. Now personally, I think it's because she still got leftover drugs in her system, but that's just me. I really don't know why she is not exhibiting any of the symptoms, or is it that she's just so good at hiding it and we just don't know? What you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. They haven't showed her with drugs, but I'm like, either you self-medicating so that you don't have to face whatever it is, or you just completely trying to ignore it and, act like everything is okay when it comes to everybody else as well. I felt like we got a tease with her and Randall in one of the conversations they had. But other than that, it's just pretty much been her acting like it's nothing. Whereas at least with Randall and Julie, they have had times that, they may not have came out full and said everything, but they at least have been like, yeah, we ain't been right since that damn night.
Can't get right.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see something with her next season, but I feel like
Hmm.
it's gonna be when she joined Acosta faction, because I think she gonna go on the Acosta side, and only because Randall is probably gonna be on Acosta side. Randall would surprise me if he don't go with Acosta, but Randall sometimes surprises me, so
Yeah.
that would surprise me if he chose Boyd, and that would be out of character just because we know what happened with him and Boyd, so that could
Hmm.
happen. I just feel like wherever
Yeah,
Randall
because we
is,
was expecting that this season, so I could definitely see it happening next season.
oh yeah, it gotta happen next season. There's no
Hmm.
way, especially the way that they brought her in, the way that she just
Hmm.
just always there conveniently, the way that she's always questioning everything with her super moral compass just irks my nerves. I'm like, man, we are in the front. We got to do things.
Right.
Okay. Now these jokers are out here really trying to figure out what these numbers are, and they're going to figure out that they are actual notes, right? So Jim actually helped them figure this out. So they're like, now listen, we can't play this in the town because we don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna go play it outside the town. I said, okay, ain't nothing good finna come from this. I said, y'all about to summon something. I don't know what y'all gonna summon, but y'all about to summon something with this doggone song.
Yeah, I like that whole part. I like the fact that Jim was the one that kind of came to the realization and was saying how his mother used to play music. And I know somebody, I can't remember who it was, said the music thing. I don't know if they had saw any of this spoilers or screeners, but they did a while back. So I'm like, okay, but because I had no clue about anything being anything of damn music, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. So when Jim said that and was like his mother was a music teacher, I was like, all right, so we all working together, we all saying everything, and then the fact that he went from being excited and being like, oh yeah, go get the violin, to then saying, nah, wait a minute, you all of a sudden just looked and the melody came to you. He's like, something ain't right here, okay. Remember Boyd with the music box, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. And I know a lot of people probably felt like, okay, Jim just backtracking it now, and but I really felt like he was on to the right thing when he was saying that. Like, we may want to rethink this. And then it's like, well, where can we go play evil music? Let's just go out in the woods.
Let's go to the woods. Okay, let's go there. That's where we go play evil music. Yeah, that was crazy to me, girl. I was like, okay, so this is what we're about to do. We're about to go out to the woods and play this doggone
Mm-hmm.
music. Okay, so there's that. Um, Meanwhile, Fatima is just she's just going through it, po baby, and she about to give birth to a thing. Oh my goodness, po Ethan is like the counselor to everybody. Like Ethan say he got to counsel all these grown-ups. Like, why come I just can't be a kid? I got to go out here and counsel the people. I got to counsel Julie. I got to tell her, who she is. Like, I got to tell her about the threshold. I got to tell her about what was she this time, the story jumper or something like that. I said, Ethan, with these doggone names. Ethan
I
comes.
think he is a story jumper or a story walker. I've never heard that version, but I get what he's saying, right? She can walk through different chapters of different stories, but he said, because I think she took it a little far. She said, well, then maybe I could go back and save Miss Chen. Was it Chen or Tilly? And then she went all the way to Thomas, and I'm like, nah, girl, okay, that would be doing too much. But typically, okay, because I told you I love time travel type of stories, we can't usually change things that have already happened, okay? And if we do and we tamper with stuff, then usually it messes with something else. So I agree with Ethan, technically, when he's saying, I don't think it works that way, girl. You're not going to be able to do that. And I've been saying we need to be listening to Ethan and talking to Ethan, even though I do feel like this is a lot to be laying on him on one hand. On the other hand, I definitely feel like Ethan is the one that we need to be listening to a little bit more. So I'm glad Julie is feeling like she could confide in him and she telling him about the whole experience that happened when she went, there to the I don't know what the heck the thing was called, but y'all know what I mean.
Yeah, when she was in the. Girl, you made me forget what it's called too, girl. I don't know. The thing, it's gonna come back to me sooner or later. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was a lot. So hold on, where is my pictures at? Oh, missing my pictures. Dang it. Let me see if this is right here. Now I'm missing my pictures for the best part ever. They're not in here, but that's okay though. We all know what it was. We know exactly what it was. We know that one of the biggest moments in From our girl Sarah be coming through. Sarah said, listen, Boyd is too good of a man. Boyd is too good for this. I can't let him do this. Like, because what he gonna need to do, he not prepared for. First of all, we already talked about Acosta bringing her butt places where she not supposed to be. So she done came, messed up the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they done left Sarah alone in there. And she said, look, he begging her, like, please don't do, like help me. And she like, listen, I can't let them have Boyd's soul. My soul is already gone. I said, oh snap, Sarah about to do something. I said something else, but I said she about to do something. And then when that
Listen.
camera panned off of it, I said, what in the world did she do?
Yeah, Sarah came through in the clutch, man. She was sitting there watching them all arguing back and forth. Or what's the best thing to do? Boyd yelling at Acosta. Then what should I do? You tell me. And she said, "While y'all yelling about all this, I'm about to go in here and watch me work." Okay, she said, "We ain't got time for this." I ain't gonna lie, I got hyped with that part, and I was like, you know what? Sarah said, "I'm gonna brace my bad. My soul is already damn gone." But I'm not gonna let Boyd mess up his. And she's like, it's not playtime. You gonna tell me where Fatima is. I said, damn.
Okay, that part. I said, okay, then. Well,
He
I ain't
sure
mad at
did
you.
tell after that. She turned around like she in that cellar.
That was so funny. She said they all looking at her. She was like, root cellar. I said, at the same, I said I'm kind of scared, but at the same time, I'm kind of
Mhm.
excited about it all because I wouldn't know what
Mhm.
to do in that
And
very
I didn't
moment.
want nothing to happen to Elgin, but the fact that he really was caught up into this is just ridiculous. I'm sorry, Elgin. Mm,
Yeah, I mean
mm,
that's his
mm.
own fault, girl. Like you shouldn't have when she pulled that screwdriver out. I'm like, y'all, you know Sarah history, right? She pulled that screwdriver out. I believe you should just go ahead and give up the information.
And
Boyd,
yeah, and
he
the
was
crazy thing was she even said to him, like, remember when you first was meeting me and you found out about my brother? She's like, you know why that happened to my brother? I was hearing voices too. The fact that Elgin was still saying, oh, that's different, and in this case nobody got taken out. But didn't they? Tilly is laid out, buried, ain't she? Like, what do you mean nobody got taken out? You not making sense.
he said that that's because the baby was hungry. Tamika, the baby was hungry, and therefore it had to happen. If you had just fed the baby, Fatima, that wouldn't have never happened. I said, now if you don't sit your behind down somewhere talking about that the baby was hungry. Meanwhile, we got these jokers out here. Oh God, they out here playing the doggone music, and these kids is coming. What was your thought process as this part was playing out? Because this was a major moment too.
I wanted them to say something else besides Uncooey, and I was with Jade when he had his breakdown and was like, "Are y'all freaking kidding me? Y'all could have been coming and saying some more stuff to us and letting us know what the hell y'all wanted us to do." That was hilarious because I just feel like that's what everybody be saying that's watching too. I felt like he was speaking for all of us. But I was just waiting to see, like, okay, what's gonna happen? They come in, and of course, Jade and her can see them, but Jim can't. She like, they walking up now. Do you see them? So we see that this melody, is obviously working, is doing what it's supposed to do. And then when the child come up and she knelt down and was like, Uncle, I was like, okay, so you still just gonna see say Uncle. But we did find out that meant remember. Okay, remember
Mm-hmm.
the time.
Hey. Yep, that meant remember, and then Tabitha running all off. Meanwhile,
Yeah, I get tired. I'm
Fatima,
tired of Tabitha running off now, child girl.
she
We
be up to
gotta
my
face
nerves with
this
that.
now.
Meanwhile, they know where she's at now. She already done gave birth to the demon thing. It's day they done took it down underground as well. I said, see, Elgin, the kimono lady meant you no good. That she was not an angel, sir. She
Absolutely
done
not.
she done gave birth to a whole blob or something, right? And they done took it under the cellar. These jokers just getting there. They didn't even get a chance to see her belly all big, but they could tell that
No,
something was
right.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like they took it down there, and then so Boyd decides to take his behind down
Oh,
there.
that thing
And
was
girl,
disgusting.
was you expecting to see what you saw when you saw what she actually gave birth to?
I said, I know you freaking lying, but it makes sense once we heard about the fact of them sacrificing the kids and that they wanted this immortal life. So, in other words, they just keep being reborn no matter what. Even when you think that they're taken out, they're not. They're going to be coming right back because that's what the whole purpose of them sacrificing the kids was. And I also thought it was ironic that Boyd was the one that took out Smiley and he said, what? Your blood, my blood, from my blood to your blood, whatever that line was. And now here, of all people, Fatima ends up being the one to freaking give birth to him again. I said, I know y'all freaking lying. He turned around with a big old smile on his face. I know Boyd was like, oh, I just
Let's
can't
get
wait
rid
for
of this
season
joker.
4, y'all. I really can't.
I can't either because I need some more answers. Because then, when this whole thing, this whole revelation, when it finally all comes to thing, and I just want to just say, shout out to the people who kept saying that ain't no way that's Eloise. I told y'all who
Mm-hmm.
it was. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said it.
Yeah, a lot of people kept saying Eloise, but I'm like, I just didn't see the connection and how that could be unless she was adopted and didn't have a memory or something. I don't know, but it was like too much work for that. And then with Miranda, it was like I never thought that she was her physically because the math wouldn't be mathing on that either. But when you bring the reincarnation into it, that makes sense. And just the fact of her having all those drawings and us saying how she saw all these other people. So we don't even know how far back that goes and how many people that's already been. Like, I don't know. It's so
Because
much
that's the
more.
thing. Like my mind, I'm thinking, how many times have, because we know that they were there in the beginning, right? And when we say they, we don't mean like Tabitha, her physical body
Right.
herself. We mean like the spirit, her, the
Mm-hmm.
person that she actually is, and just keep. And she's been reincarnated so many times. And I wonder, will they tell us who
Exactly.
else they
Yeah.
were when they came back?
I
And the
feel
only
like they gotta go into that in season 4. Now that they opened up this, they definitely have to go into it because she said that her and Jade, like he was actually, is it Christopher? Because y'all know
Yeah,
I
he
be
was
messing up.
Christopher
And
this
that
last go
makes
around.
sense because he was always seeing Jasper, and then he would have his times that he would see Christopher. Now that kind of like, oh, okay, that's why that was happening. And then they were there from the beginning, and one of the kids was actually theirs that they had together, a little girl. I'm like, what the hell? So it's like she's connected to him on different levels, which is why they would have the chemistry together that they do. And you know what I mean? Now she got and Henry there that she was married to in the past life. She got freaking Jade that she was married to, and she got Jim who she's currently married to. I'm like, Lord, girl, but not
Tabitha
Tabitha herself.
Tabitha she done been around. She getting around all of them.
Right.
Okay, no, but I don't know. But that is very funny. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. And Jim is just
Mm-hmm.
like, what in the world is really going on? Jim got to get a little rough. Like, look, you ain't going no doggone where you gonna answer these questions. Like, I'm like, I'm
Right.
with
He
you,
like,
Jim,
I
on
don't
this one.
understand. I don't understand.
Like, shoot,
I
talk
mean, I
about it.
can't
Like, make
blame
us.
him. That's a lot to take in, and to a certain degree, I can't blame her either for being like, I need a minute, because that would be a lot to have to like take all that in and have all these memories rushing back to you now when this little girl come and say remember, and you actually starting to remember. You like, yo, this is freaking crazy. Because a lot of times we be like, in my past life, I probably was this or that, but then to actually have the memories of it and you know that you live these different past lives, yeah, that's a whole nother level.
Okay, and the fact that this little girl, and then like I'm trying to figure out how Jade is gonna be because we don't really get his reaction too much from this. Um, hey Erica, she said Jim was doing so good up until the end. He went back to his
Yes.
old ways, not listening. Now look, okay, listen, they had to. Jim said he needed to know, girl. He was like, bump this. I need you to go ahead and spill the beans, like, because I don't understand. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, I really am interested in how Jade's reaction is going to be because I feel like we don't really get to sit with his too much because they run off because Jim runs off to find Tabitha and we
Yeah.
get like the rest
Just.
of the thing. So
Hmm.
I do kind of want to see that. Hey Lex, thank you, boo. I appreciate you. You need to watch it. It's a really good show. She said that she
Hmm.
never saw this show. Oh, you can see it on the screen. I forgot I could show it on this part. But the last part, we got to get into the very last part of this because that was to me the most shocking part for a lot of people. I mean, here we go. We got one of the things, and this was a theory of my theory. This was I was going to talk about my theory, but this was my theory for the next season is that I think that um what's her name? Julie, because clearly we see Julie with the short hair. So we know that this is Julie from a different time, right?
Exactly. I was like, wait a minute. I almost didn't even recognize her. I'm like, because he calling her Julie. I'm like, that's Julie. I said, nah, that's a different Julie from a whole nother damn time, bitch. So now she done probably conquered and learned how to work her stuff a little something, something. And she trying to tell him, like, we gotta go. You gotta go. Get the hell up out of here. Okay, I gotta fix the story. I'm like, oh, shit. And he
Mm-hmm.
asking her what happened to her face. We see she got the little bob cut. I said, oh, who giving you your cuts, Julie? Okay. With the cuts
Okay.
on her face, scratches. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that was
Exactly.
definitely interesting.
But who's the big bad, do you think? The man in the yellow, who do you think he is? Do you think he's like the person who gave them immortality? Like, is he like? Because I always said this was like some kind of cult or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bobina Julie, Babiana Julie. I
Um,
always thought this was.
I don't know who he is. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I definitely feel like he's higher up, but do I feel like he's the like end all to it? I don't know. I might be like 75% there, 65% there, something. I need to see more. But we did know eventually he was gonna show up because he was one of those paintings, and it's also interesting that the people I don't know if we want to call them people, but these entities that can come out in the daytime so far have been the kids, the boy in white, kimono lady seemed like she could pop up to whoever the hell she wants to, and now this man in yellow, because it was clearly daylight and he just walking along like I'm singing a song. Okay, I like that tune that Jade was playing, and I told y'all to stop playing in my face. I'm like, sir, what is going on? Who the hell are you? And I was so mad at Jim. It's like on the one hand, I know he think he protecting Julie. He pushing her out the way, like go, go. But I'm like, no, run with her. Why would you stop and wanna? Jim can't help himself. He got to be Jim to the end, like Erica said. He can't help himself, but he meant well. Poor thing.
So, do you think that this is really the end of Jim?
And remember that he said, I've been giving you warnings all along. You wasn't listening. So that's also that voice that we've been hearing on the radio, on the phone, and all of those type of things.
Thomas, yeah.
And him saying your wife shouldn't have been digging that hole. So technically he ain't lying. He was giving him warnings, but he just didn't know how to perceive those warnings. Do I think it's the last time? No, but it may not be the Jim from our timeline. Because I feel like from Julie's reaction, like it probably has been a long. I don't know. I just felt that way. Like it had been a long time. She haven't even seen her dad, and it's like, oh, I found you. I got you. Okay, I need to get you out of here so that this can't happen. But then it happens anyway. I also feel like no matter how many times she goes back and tries to change it, like Ethan told her, it's not going to change. She probably just going to die in different ways. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
What if she went to the future already, right? And that's where she sees it, and this actually hasn't happened yet, right? And she's trying to prevent it from, like, that's one thought process that I had.
Yes.
Then the other thought process that I had was she's trying to change the future when clearly Ethan already told her we can't change the future. But that was, I don't know. I just see it two different ways. Like, I don't know.
Interesting. They really can take it a couple of different ways. Yeah, that version of Julius from the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, y'all. I'm just confused.
Oh God. Hey, cuz. Thanks for coming through.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah, she said
I just can't wait for season 4 because we definitely have to now see how far back this goes, right? Who was those original people? And we also have to know what Julie in the future is doing and how she got back to the past, because I just want to know what their reactions is going to be when they
find a cut on her face and everything.
Yes, like how did that happen?
Like she was in a battle.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, this is going to be interesting. They really did do really good with this season. It was a little bit slow for me, but I think it also depends on how long ago you looked at from. Like, if you are somebody who just started watching it and then you it feels faster for you. But if you're somebody who's been watching it for the last 3 seasons since it came out, it might feel a little bit slower for you. So I think it comes from 2 different perspectives, because you know how it is. Do y'all know when they mentioned 1506, people on TikTok saying that's when this started? I gotta rewatch. I gotta rewatch it too. But I know it's definitely like way back. I was thinking more like Civil War, and I don't really know. Don't quote me on my history, because I don't know when the Civil War was, but I know we get a lot of references to that. But I think that guy is the person who, either he's the person who put the curse on them because they thought they were going to get immortality one way, but they end up getting immortality in a trickster way. Sort of like, you know how people, like, you ask for a wish from a genie or something, and he trick you instead and give you immortality, but he give it to you a different way. I feel like that man might be the one who did that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I
I
guess.
do want to revisit. I want to go back and watch from season one. It's funny because I've been trying to get my friend to watch since season one, and she just did a binge and caught up crazy quick. She's like, "All right, now I can start, season three and see your reviews and stuff." And I was like, "I think I'm gonna go back and revisit season one and bring it on straight through and see what different things I pick up now watching everything together."
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what Marielle can do because she's the one that we don't know.
Right.
Like what can
Exactly. We
she?
haven't seen anything yet.
And I think
Mm-hmm.
that Randall is just so busy fighting that he can't figure out what his is because he's so busy fighting them doggone cicadas that he's not just
Right.
like letting it happen. I feel like if he had to run into those ruins, maybe he might have figured out what it really was. But he said he wasn't
Yeah.
going up in there because he ain't crazy. And I can't really be mad at Randall for that. So I'm not that mad
Mm-hmm.
at it. But y'all, that's the end of From. That's it. Like, you got any strong predictions?
Uh, nah, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I just want to see what's gonna be happening with like where we gonna go from here now that we know this, and are we gonna have them coming together and talking more? Because I feel like we know that it's gonna be the separation as far as Acosta probably gonna want to damn take over. We not gonna be trusting Boyd as much because we gonna feel like, okay, you went to these extremes with Elgin, you could probably do that to any of us, and we was already shaky with Boyd anyway. So it's already gonna be that gap where they concerned, and it's gonna be how they gonna deal with Jim being gone if he is gone, and I just think
And
now we
Jane
gonna
and Tabitha gonna
and
smash.
and also, are these monsters about to be like upgrade, upgrade? Like, are we going to see them? Because they already felt like they was getting worse, and now that Smiley is back, is he just going to be running through at them? Like, is this man in yellow going to be popping up in town, cutting people heads off? Like, we need to know. We need to know what's going to be going down. I feel
I
like
don't
it's.
know about that one.
Can he
Maybe.
even go to the town? Because maybe that's why she was saying, hurry up, let's go. Maybe he can't go in that part. I don't know, y'all. Things are just flying in my head.
Girl, yeah. Ah, you good, Erica. Yeah, this is one of those ones that just have you with a ton of questions, girl, like a ton of
Mm-hmm.
them all over the place. But I am excited to see what they got going on for next season. I really do feel like I feel like we gonna I just feel like we're about to dig even deeper to something, and it may just
Mm-hmm.
be beyond what I can even imagine. So I'm just here for the ride at this point. I told you I don't be having no major theories. I just be here for the ride.
Yeah, I definitely think they have to go back and show us who these original people were. You
I
know?
think that they have to tell that
Yeah.
story. Like, we got to tell that story. We got to know about, like, we got to see the story of how
Mm-hmm.
they were manipulated into this whole immortality thing, and who it
Mm-hmm.
was and how it happened and why they tricked them, because
Yeah.
clearly they tricked them. I feel like we got to get into that. But I do think that next season we are going to start to see the factions form. I feel like Acosta is going to
Mm-hmm.
get her people and they're going to go over here and they're going to be against Boyd and his people. So you're going to have the in-house strife
Yeah.
along with the monsters, and it's going to be even more ridiculous because they're going to try to overthrow Boyd. Like, I feel like that's what Acosta is there for. That's the only purpose
Exactly.
she serves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I
agree with
feel
that.
you, Yuli. Hey, Yuli, I feel
And
you.
I definitely see the town is going to be changing. Yeah, that is already started. So yeah, we about to have a full like, what the heck is happening here?
Okay. But anyway, y'all, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We certainly appreciate y'all for coming to talk from with us. That's the end of it, y'all. Until they come back with season 4, which we know that they will.
Hmm.
But I'm excited to see what's happening. And y'all know, of course, we'll probably be right up here talking about From again, having more questions than answer as usual.
Hmm.
But yeah, we're about to get up out of here, y'all. Tamika, what you got going on your channel, boo?
I'm gonna be talking with Inga and I believe some others about the piano lesson tomorrow. Y'all know Wednesdays is sisters, Fridays is love at the lockup, but some stuff might be late, but I'll be around because the girl having a little bit of health issues right now. But I want to get up here and talk about From. I said no, I'm talking about this because I've been waiting to talk about this.
Good Good night, Erica. Good night,
Good
Yuli.
night.
Thanks, Lemon Kush. So we are actually, I'm about to go live, y'all, in about 5 minutes or so on, and we're gonna be talking about Silo. If you're not watching Silo, it is a Apple original. It is actually really good. If you like
Yes.
From, I feel like it's another show that you would really enjoy because it is another show that gives you a lot of questions and not so many answers, but it is definitely in that realm of mystery. So yeah. Oh yeah, she said prayers up. Feel better.
Thank you, Erica. Appreciate it. I need
So-
it, baby.
So yeah, so definitely, if you're watching Silo or if you're just interested in what Silo might be about, then definitely come follow over here, y'all. Yes, Erica, you gotta go catch up on Silo. But yeah, so definitely come follow us over here. Myself, Ashley, and Tyra will be talking about that. And then if you are a member, remember that we are having our watch-alongs every Saturday. This Saturday is my go, and y'all already know what we're about to do, and I'm about to go ahead and play it so that we can go ahead and get up out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Temptations.
Say that you're gonna be
Nancy. I'm Otis Williams. I got this singing group.
yeah. Are you gonna
Temptations.
be in love with me? I want you and need you to be yeah.
Temptations.
Are you gonna be? 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 Are you gonna be?
Our music, that's who we are.
Still in love, so in love.
Temptations.
Are you gonna
Ain't no temptation no more.